have a midweek moment with you about wisdom. You see, wisdom is this word that we toss around all the time, but we don't often stop to think about what it really means or what it takes to operate in wisdom. Wisdom is the supernatural understanding and perspective of a situation. And we can see in 1 Kings chapter 3 that it's not something that is just freely given to all people all the time. Because God comes to Solomon and says, "Ask me anything and I'll give it to you." Solomon stops, he pauses. He could have asked for money, he could have asked for lifelong life, he could have asked for good health, he could have asked for power, he could have asked for 101 things. We could go back and forth dreaming massively on what Solomon could have asked for in that moment. But instead, he asked God not just for wisdom for his own decisions, but that he could that he would have wisdom in order to govern God's people the way God wanted them to be governed. And God bestowed that upon him. Now here's where this gets really interesting, is in 1 Kings chapter 5, Hiram, who is another king who worked with David, is now working with Solomon, and Solomon reaches out to him to begin the building of the temple. And part of the way through Solomon's discussion and treaty with Hiram makes the response that, thank God, thank the Lord for the wise son of King David. Wisdom also has to be proven. I can't sit here and just say, I want to make wise choices in my life, but not put forth the effort, take the time to do research, pray, seek God's will and perspective, and then act on what sometimes doesn't feel natural, because wisdom comes from the supernatural. If you want to have wisdom in your life, you have to choose, you have to take action, you have to seek God's perspective, and then remember that sometimes the action behind it doesn't feel natural because it's supernatural. So when we want to make wise choices, sometimes we have to prove that that wisdom is there. Today, I pray over you that you seek God's wisdom in the choices that you have to make, whether they're financial, whether they're parental, whether they're in your job. I pray that we do not make emotional reactions and responses to the situations and the circumstances that are before us, but that we seek God's supernatural will for our lives, that we can be the light He calls us to be, to share His glory with the people around us.